Thank you so much for joining us on our webinar tonight. My name is Maurice Sterling in Florida, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the USI Tech Freedom Opportunity webinar. You know, if there's anything in our lives or our busy lives today, any mix of lack, it's usually in the areas of time, money, or lifestyle. And people with money often don't have the time. People with plenty of time don't have the money. If you don't have time and money, you don't have much lifestyle. So the real aim of our webinar tonight is to introduce you to an opportunity that can help fix the money thing, the time thing, and the lifestyle thing in your life through a company and opportunity called USI Tech. USI stands for Universal Software Intelligence Technology. And let's get started with our webinar tonight. First of all, let me begin by taking care of a housekeeping matter by offering this disclaimer. I won't read it word for word, but just to say that this is an informational webinar. It's not intended to provide any tax, legal, or accounting advice. You should consider any placement in the cryptocurrency or Forex markets high risk placements and therefore not suitable for all investors. If you question the suitability of this opportunity, you're urged to contact and discuss, seek advice from an independent professional familiar with your personal circumstances, such as a tax attorney or a CPA. Again, we're not offering any financial advice in this webinar, simply an opportunity. And I will disclose that I am a USI Tech affiliate, and accordingly, I may financially benefit from the sharing of this opportunity, albeit no financial benefit that would inure to me would come at your expense. It would be paid solely by the company as a bonus for referring and introducing you to this opportunity. That said, let us begin. You know, every day, as you're probably well familiar, shares of equities, fiscal instruments such as stocks and bonds and futures are traded on foreign exchanges that total about $5 trillion a day. And those financial instruments change hands often with the aid of computer technology in the blink of an eye. And in recent times, a different form of money, a digital money or a virtual money called cryptocurrency, has joined the fray, and hidden opportunities as a result abound to allow us to earn some real substantial benefits and profits, but through mining and trading this new virtual money. Now, cryptocurrencies, especially in recent months, have literally exploded since Bitcoin was first introduced in January 2009. Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency introduced into the marketplace and was traded initially in Jacksonville, Florida, to purchase 2 pizzas. That's the story. Someone bought 2 pizzas with 20,000 Bitcoin. At that time, Bitcoin was traded for about a penny a coin. So it took 20,000 coins to buy 2 pizzas. I hope the guy who took the money certainly held on to them, because if he had, Bitcoin today is trading over $18,000. Those 2 pizzas would cost or be valued at $370 million today. And to be sure, the price not only of Bitcoin, but also a number of other altcoins such as Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, Dash, and others have simply skyrocketed throughout the latter part of 2017. And today, because of the popularity and the surge in value of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, there are nearly as many cryptocurrencies on the market as the proverbial Carter has pills. And as a result, crypto speak has evolved into a highly specialized lingo all its own. And it's a head scratcher. If you're not familiar with cryptocurrency and you're introduced to it for the first time, there's a lingo that's specialized and takes a little bit of getting used to. But cryptocurrency, I believe, is here to stay. Now, everybody doesn't agree that Bitcoin investing in cryptocurrencies is a smart play. Jamie Dimon, the president CEO of Morgan Chase, says that Bitcoin is a fraud and that people who buy Bitcoin are stupid. This is what Dimon says. Of course, Lawrence Peters said bureaucracy tends to defend the status quo long past the time when the quo has lost its status. Is Dimon just a banker defending his turf? He's entitled certainly to his own opinion, but others with some serious posture don't agree. The head of the International Monetary Fund, Christine Lagarde, foresees the end of banking and the triumph of cryptocurrency. She says that the only substantial problems with cryptos are fixable over time, and in the long run, the technology itself can replace national monies. That's an incredible statement. Listen to what she says. This is the head of the International Monetary Fund in Europe. She says, the technology, that's blockchain, that drives the production and distribution of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies can, quote, replace national monies. That means that cryptos may become the money of the future, that it will change money as we know it. She even goes as far, Ms. Lagarde, as saying it puts a question mark on the fractional banking model we know today. The fractional banking model is the model of banking created begun in Amsterdam by the Dutch and passed down to us through centuries of how banking is performed, where a bank is allowed through its regulators to hold a fractional share of deposits and yet loan out many more dollars than they have in their reserves. And Lagarde says that cryptos are going to change that model as we know it. She says we must not fail to embrace the future. That's a wise statement. Not so long ago, some experts argued that personal computers would never be adopted and that tablets would only be used as expensive coffee trays. So I think it might not be wise, she said, to dismiss virtual currencies. You know, how many times have you heard some quote dredged up from the past that just underscored this reasoned advice not to fail to embrace the future? There was a corporate leader of IBM in 1977, known to have asked the question, why in the world would anyone ever want a personal computer in their home? He didn't vision that future. He didn't embrace the future. The people who developed Microsoft and Apple in their garages did, though, and they ate IBM's lunch. So embracing the future is a key to our development of technology moving forward. Bill Gates of Microsoft sort of confirms Lagarde's view when he said that banking is necessary, but banks and bankers, I might add, are not. We'll always need banking, but we won't always need banks. And that's what cryptocurrency, that lies at the heart of what cryptocurrency is all about. It lies at the heart of the power of cryptocurrency. It's currency traded between people from me to you without any middleman, without any bank or intermediary or clearinghouse between us. It's simply me providing you with currency in a different form that we both deem of value. Now, the epic boom in Bitcoin value is dominating the headlines these days. Billionaire Branson of Virgin Atlantic, says anyone who doesn't get Bitcoin now will regret it the rest of their life. Cryptocurrencies, Brian Kelly of NBC says, are following the same exponential growth trajectory as the internet. Could be the next internet. It's that big. It's a once-in-a-generation investment opportunity, Kelly says. And I like this one from Tim Draper of Silicon Valley. He said in 5 years, if you try to use fiat currency, that's fiat money is government-printed paper and minted coins, fiat issued by the government. If you try to pull a dollar bill out of your pocket, they'll laugh at you. Who is the they? Probably your grandkids. because Bitcoin, he said, would be so relevant. There'll be no reason to have fiat currencies. So as Bitcoin and other cryptos move into the mainstream of financial credibility, experts view it as a real tremendous game changer, a revolutionary technology that's going to change how we relate and use money. Now, why do experts believe that cryptocurrencies, and in particular Bitcoin, will continue to rise? Well, one reason is that scarcity is expected to drive those values higher. Why? Because when Bitcoin was created and released into the marketplace, it was determined early on that there would only be 21 million Bitcoin ever mined, only 21 million. And when that point is reached, the market will bear no more. There'll be no government printing money ad nauseum. So when there are 21 million Bitcoin in circulation and in an almost infinite demand for the coin, what's going to happen? That's the model for price to skyrocket. And futurists predicted that the value of Bitcoin would reach $10,000 by the end of 2017. My friends, it's already peaked once at over $20,000 this month in December alone. And so it's hanging right now around $18,000 and $19,000 as I record this webinar. And so that's already gone twice as high as the experts and the pundits predicted it would in this year alone. And 2018 and beyond are predicted to be even bigger. The CEO of blockchain predicted that Bitcoin would hit, now brace yourself for this, between $500,000 to $1 million a coin by 2030, just 12 years from now. That's an astounding amount of money. And so imagine owning a few Bitcoin today, what it might be worth a few years down the road. Imagine that pizza delivery boy that took 20,000 Bitcoin for his 2 pizzas. Imagine if he, I hope the young man held on to them, because today those 20,000 coins would have made him an uber millionaire. All right. Well, let me stop here and just take a moment to, with your kind indulgence, to introduce myself. You know, when I listen to webinars, I always kind of ask the question subconsciously perhaps, and that is, why should I listen to you? I mean, what kind of expert are you, and what, you know, why are you qualified to tell me anything? And that's a fair question. Like I said, my name is Maurice Sterling. I go by the nickname Mouse, and I founded Sterling Marketing Systems here in Florida. I'd just like to take a moment and tell you a little bit about my story and how I got involved in cryptocurrencies. I spent about 37 years of my professional career as a river manager, building flood control and wetland restoration projects, environmental restoration projects for the state of Florida. And during that time, I also, for a few years, owned and operated a full-service Kubota tractor dealership that employed about 17 full-time people. So I understand the headaches and challenges of working for a bureaucracy such as state government. I also understand what it's like and what it takes to run a small business and meet the payroll every week and feed 16, 17 hungry mouths, often almost always before you get paid. The owner is paid last, if ever. And as they say, the 2 happiest days in a business owner's life is the day they buy the business and the day they sell it. Because while it was a good business, it suffered a tremendous hit during the Great Recession. At the onset of the Great Recession, took a tremendous nosedive. We couldn't sell a tractor, couldn't give a tractor away. And people that recently bought one were begging us to take the tractor back. I had more iron than I could do with, and ended up having to just practically give the business away. But you know, we've had that experience, and it was you know, the lessons learned. I'm also a civic leader. I've been involved and active in my community. I've run for public office a couple of times. I define myself as a failed politician. I lost a race for the county commission in my home county in North Florida, and also ran for the Florida House of Representatives, the Florida legislature. I've been on the Florida Farm Bureau board. I'm active in agriculture, have raised beef cattle, and also in the Rotary Club. And I also write music. I have a ministry called Mustard Seed. I write Christian music and publish Christian music, and have been all over the world speaking and singing in different countries. And but my avocational, I'm known best in my avocational life for my involvement in the Boy Scouts of America, where I've been a senior leader for many, many years. And I'm an Eagle Scout, earned the Eagle Scout Award when I was a kid, and still active in scouting, going on, I don't know, about 45 years I've been an active Boy Scout volunteer. But lately, since I have retired from my day jobs, I've become an online marketer, and also got bit with the Bitcoin bug and have become a Bitcoin enthusiast, and an enthusiast of all things cryptocurrency. And the more I read, the more I study, the more I hear and learn, the more I like it. And it's certainly doing me well. And through this model, this platform called USI Tech, it's been very good to me financially. And at this point, I'd like to hush, and rather than just me being talking head for the next half hour, I'd like to turn this over to I'd like to turn this over to I'd like at this point to turn this over and allow you to watch a video presentation on USI Tech from a very credible leader and early adopter. And I would like to also say that this is the person who I first heard about USI Tech from through a similar YouTube video when a friend of mine, a credible friend from the West Coast, called me and simply said, "Mouse, I'm sending you a link. Watch it and let me know what you think." That was it. Didn't say any more. Didn't tell me what it was about. Didn't use the word Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Wouldn't have meant anything to me anyway at the time. And that was back in January of 2017. And so I did look at the link. I clicked the link, and I caution you, if you'll watch this video, I believe you'll be suitably impressed by what you hear. So with this, let me stop talking and turn it over to Lee Oakey.
Welcome to USI Tech, the future of cryptocurrency. Now, I'm going to take you through not only who the company is, but how you make money very easily using their products. Before we get started, let me take you through this disclaimer. Proof of payment is no guarantee you will earn the same, but it will be possible to earn this and more with an equal or greater strategy and work ethic. Any earning figures shown are not a guarantee of income, and figures are presented for illustration purposes only. So who are USI? Well, they're a technology company that has specialized for many years in the development of automated trading software. Quite simply, that means expert advisors or robotics to allow you to trade the markets on autopilot. They've probably produced up to 100 different versions of this software, and up until the end of last year, you would have needed $100,000 to get access to that software. But all that changed. The company changed direction and decided to lower the thresholds and to open it up to the masses. Now, the corporate team are made up of 3 individuals. Ralph Gold, who has managed and traded for numerous VIP clients, producing results consistently and providing them a good return on investment. Now, Ralph heads up the trading strategy for USI Tech, and what he doesn't know about cryptocurrency and forex trading isn't worth knowing. Horst Jitja has a corporate background in commercial securities. He's been responsible for large administrative teams, has floated 2 companies for many millions, and has announced that he will retire in 2019. And that's a really important statement for you to understand. Horst wants to take the company from private ownership into public ownership, in other words, to float the company prior to his retirement. And if anybody has been on one of those rides, you can understand the laser-like focus that they have in making sure that the value of the company, but prior to flotation, is going to be as high as possible. So you're in a very, very good place currently. Mike Kiefer, well, he is the company ambassador. Mike has a wealth of experience in building network marketing teams around the globe. He flies all over the world and has been the catalyst to move the company through many territories, including the 70 countries or more that they are already in. And he supports me and our teams and many others in changing lives all over the world. The recent addition and merger, bringing Evan Ahern into the fold as head of product development. Evan, in his own right, is a multi-billionaire, yes, billionaire, and is an exceptional individual and has raised, over the last 15 years, over $4 billion from capital markets for various ventures. He is a business owner, has had numerous companies, in fact, in excess of 50 corporations, and still has many of them today, and works with expert teams of investors, scientists, and engineers. Now, his focus is very much on technology infrastructure and system integration, and the technologies that they are focusing specifically on as renewable energy creation, heating and cooling solutions, and blockchain solutions. Now, that may not mean too much to you at the moment, but you'll see in a moment as how the partnership is absolutely perfect between USI Tech and Evan's background. He works obviously with the leading scientific minds around the world, and without any question, the intention is to make USI Tech a world leader in technology field, ensuring sustainability. So future product developments are going to involve a strategic investment fund, which will include financial license opportunities, and those broken down will mean their own money exchange, their own brokerage, online banking, and a very clear and exciting ATM distribution strategy that we're going to talk about very shortly. Now, the most exciting thing that Evan announced in London at the anniversary event on the 28th of October was the hydrogen electric generator that's been patented and is about to change many industries globally. Now, to give you an idea, in the world of cryptocurrency and specifically mining of cryptocurrency, the biggest cost is an electrical cost. 90% of the cost of mining is actually in electricity. So this electric generator that you see in front of you can produce electricity at virtually zero cost. And these now have been patented, are now in the fold of USI Tech, which has an incredible value in itself, and are just being connected to the $70 million worth of mining rigs that have just been installed in the data mining plant in Iceland, which you'll see on a video on this page. So look at some stats. How big is USI Tech? Now, you need to remember that they only moved into cryptocurrency in March of this year. Previously, they were renowned for their Forex trading software, and they've already taken 1% of the global Bitcoin mining market, which is staggering in a short amount of time. They have 2.5% of the global Ethereum mining market. And as I've mentioned, they've just recently invested $70 million in mining hardware, which, as I mentioned, you can see on this page in another video. And that in turn secures the cash flow for the likes of you and I for the future. And each month, they've pledged to put 10 million more into that hardware as the company grows and more affiliates join. And without any question, this is going to put USI Tech very much in a position of being the global market leader in crypto mining. Now, I mentioned about an ATM distribution strategy. There are currently around 3 million cash ATMs worldwide. And quite clearly, most of those deal with fiat currency. And it's USI Tech's ambition and clear vision to play a very large part in the rollout of cryptocurrency ATMs around the globe. Now, That will simplify the purchase and selling of cryptocurrency to the likes of you and I. So you go to a shopping mall or a gas station and a machine will be there very much like the one you see Ralph Gold standing next to on the right, where you'll be able to change your fiat currency, your dollars, your euros, your pounds, to cryptocurrency, send money from A to B, and as you can see on that screen, also be in a position to join the USI Tech business. And it is their intention to allow the likes of you and I to lease one of those ATMs, or as many as we would like, place them wherever we wish to, and therefore have people joining our business if we choose. So there is going to be an exponential growth of crypto ATMs around the world, and USI Tech plan to have a very large part in that. In addition to all of that, there is full product transparency for the first time coming to our back office. So once you've opened your free account today, which you can do so by clicking the register for free button on this page around you, you will be able to, once you've purchased your packages, be able to view the blocks which are being mined by USI Tech. That's the first time that's ever going to be possible. And transparency is so important, which I'm going to come on to very shortly. You'll be able to do the same for your Forex packages, which are soon to be integrated into the back office. And that transparency itself not only gives you and I complete peace of mind and legitimacy that we can see the transactions and the trades taking place on a daily basis, but of course the government regulators around the world. The recent addition of member support has been a massive boost, and although they've been inundated with the migration of the old website to the new, there are now 24/7 phone support lines in 4 territories around the world. There are global locations, and those are in Southern America, Northern America, Europe, and the Philippines. They're multilingual, and up until recently, over 80% or more of support queries were technical issues requiring IT intervention. A lot of that has now changed and gone away due to the launch of the new back office. We won't look at an email, but there's a number for you. That is a US number based in Vegas that you can call through and speak to anybody with any queries that you may have with regards to the support of your business. So let's take a look at the products. That's what you're here for. First of all, the Bitcoin package that has captured the imagination of the world and meant that nearly 500,000 members have now joined USI Tech in the last few months. The Bitcoin package is very simple. What USI Tech have done is allowed us to break down and purchase Bitcoin into €50 or $60 packages. We basically purchase the package. USI Tech trade that for us on a daily basis on our behalf and then generate a return of capital for us. The new Forex package, I mentioned up until last year, you would have needed $100,000 to get your hands on the software. And then it was very complicated in that you would need then to get your own broker account, give the broker permission to connect that software to your account. You would need a VPS or VPN, a virtual private server, to ensure that you always maintained contact with that account, and so on. And due to the success of the Bitcoin packages at €50, they've done and introduced exactly the same thing with Forex. You will now be able to go in and buy a Forex package for the same price, €50, and the profits will be equivalent to that on the Bitcoin packages. The third product just launched is TechCoin. There are several options for packages, and I'll take you through those very shortly. So let's talk about the Bitcoin package. How does it work? Well, very simply, you can purchase one Bitcoin package or as many as you like. You're purchasing in Bitcoin, which is equivalent to €50. You receive around 1%, and that does vary. Some days it's slightly less or slightly more per working day, not weekends or national holidays, for roughly 140 days. And you will get a return of capital of 140%. So let me break that down. You're going to buy a package for €50, a Bitcoin package. The company are going to trade it on your behalf. They're not only going to pay you back what you paid for it initially over the course of 140 days, but they will pay you 40% profit in addition. In other words, you're getting 140% back of your original purchase. And for every Bitcoin package that you purchase, the company are going to give you a TechCoin token. with every one that you buy. The Forex packages that are about to be integrated work in exactly the same way. You buy them for €50, you receive around 1% of return of capital per day for around 140 days. So again, the same thing applies. You get your money paid back to you and a 40% profit at the end of that period. TechCoin. Well, it's being introduced in the form of an ICO, which is an initial coin offering. And you can purchase TechCoin token packages as part of that ICO in 5 different ways, and they are all commissionable, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. And I'm going to go into more detail about TechCoin. Here are your packages. You've got a silver package, gold, ruby, emerald, and diamond. The value of the packages are listed underneath each one. And the important thing to note is the number of tokens that you are going to get. And I'm going to explain how the tokens are then going to be converted to TechCoin and the benefits of you getting involved at this early stage. So why should you be involved? Well, very simply, let's take a look, for example, at today's Bitcoin price. Today is the 18th of November 2017, so depending on when you're watching this video, please note that is today's date when I've recorded this. And the current Bitcoin price is $7,745, almost at an all-time high. Now, only back in January the 12th, 2017, Bitcoin was at $798. It's gone from $798 to nearly $7,800. Now, many of you may be thinking, well, you've missed the boat. I promise you, you haven't. And the reason I say that is there are so many things that are influencing the price of Bitcoin. And one of them is the Security and Exchange Commission here in the USA. Now, up until very recently, 2 or 3 companies have put what we call an ETF, an exchange traded fund, in front of the Securities and Exchange Commission, asking them or trying to force their hand to regulate and to monitor those funds. Now, at that point, if the SEC had decided to do so, the currency would have deemed to be a legitimate and official currency that could be traded on the markets. And of course, the price would have been reflecting at the same time. So up until now, that hasn't happened. There is another fund and another company that is placing yet another fund in front of the SEC. But we know at some point in the near future, it's extremely likely that the SEC will regulate it. And therefore, that is going to have a very significant bearing on the price of Bitcoin. You may know this company, and rumors are right at the moment that they are likely to be accepting Bitcoin as a method of payment on their platform. And Amazon are currently one of the world's biggest online retailers. What do you think that in turn is likely to do to the price of Bitcoin if that announcement is made? Well, absolutely. My opinion is it's going to soar way beyond where it is at the moment. And there are many other things in the pipeline that are likely to affect the price in a similar direction. It is volatile. It does go up. It does go down. But we need volatility. If the price was constant, you couldn't trade with it or against it on a daily basis. And to give you an idea of the perspective of Bitcoin and where it sits in the market, and this slide is a little out of date, Bitcoin probably makes up around 76 billion at the moment, but you can look at Bill Gates there with a net worth of 86 billion. So Bitcoin is much smaller than Bill Gates, who happens to love Bitcoin. You look at Amazon, 457 billion. The US dollar in circulation there at the bottom, 1.5 trillion, and all physical money, $31 trillion. So it's just a very, very small pinprick in the financial picture, but that will change, and it is getting traction, and things will move very significantly in the coming months. Our good old friend Warren Buffett, well, he said of our $49 billion we have to invest, we haven't moved any into Bitcoin. And then within a few weeks, renowned investor and Berkshire Hathaway CEO Warren Buffett spoke out about Bitcoin for the second time, calling the digital currency a brilliant, unprecedented innovation in an interview with CNBC, and subsequently have moved many millions of dollars into the market. A familiar face, Sir Richard Branson. I think it's working. There will be other currencies like it that may be even better. But in the meantime, there's a big industry around Bitcoin. And Sir Richard Branson holds seminars, etc. on his private island and has done for the last 7-8 years for the blockchain leaders. He is heavily involved with Bitcoin. Ben Bernanke. Virtual currencies may hold long-term promise, particularly if the innovations promote a faster, more secure and more efficient payment system, which is exactly what Bitcoin does. Bill Gates. Bitcoin is exciting because it shows how cheap financial transactions can be. Bitcoin is better than currency in that you don't have to be physically in the same place, and of course for large transactions, currency can get pretty inconvenient. So, how do you make money? Well, here's the important bit. Bitcoin packages, let's take a look. They're going to pay you a daily payment, which is the return of capital. You get daily withdrawals where you can remove and withdraw your daily returns and commissions should you choose to share this with other people. And those commissions and daily returns can be immediately used to purchase yet more Bitcoin packages, which of course can result in a highly profitable compounding effect. So here's an example. Let's take 20 Bitcoin packages. They're 50 euros per package. 20 of them's 1,000 euros. The runtime, as I said before, is approximately 140 working days. And the return of capital after that period of time would be 1,400 euros. In other words, you've had your money back and made 400 euros at the same time. And of course, you need to bear in mind one very, very important thing. We get paid in Bitcoin from each package, not in euros, not in dollars, not in British pounds, in Bitcoin. So as the price of Bitcoin increases, as it is doing, and of course it could go down and will go down in that period, but everybody predicts it's likely to increase, then of course the value of what we have goes up. Everything that you've seen so far is totally passive trading. You've not had to talk to anybody, share with anybody, recruit anybody. You've just decided to get involved in the fastest growing currency on the planet, purchase your Bitcoin packages, or having an option to purchase your Forex packages, or a combination of the both on your tech coin, but it's been done completely passively. You do not have to be sitting in front of a screen. You do not have to log on. You set your account and get on with your life. This is what your back office is going to look like once you've opened your free account and logged in. I won't dwell on that because you can find your way around that, and I will be doing some videos to explain all the features in your back office. Now, back at the end of 2016, the company decided, with the guidance of Mike Kiefer, to go down the networking or referral route to grow the business, and that's why we've had nearly 500,000 members join in a very short period of time. Many other companies go in different directions. The likes of Nadex spend millions and millions of dollars on international marketing via YouTube and those sort of platforms. But USI Tech feel that word of mouth is a much better source. Let people see exactly how we can change their lives, and they, of course, are then going to tell others. So the compensation plan, what is the benefit of you sharing this with other people? Well, even those that said they did not wish to do so cannot help themselves. When they see what their accounts are doing, they want to tell others about it and make a difference in other people's lives. So 35% is paid out in commission over 12 levels. And what I can tell you is you don't even need to fund an account to benefit. You can open your free account today on this page that you're looking at. You can refer other people and share this with other individuals. And the minute that they start to purchase packages, the company will pay you 10% commission for that referral. So let me keep it simple. You refer this to Robert. You've opened a free account. Robert buys $1,000 or 1,000 euros worth of packages, and you would receive 100 euros in your back office instantly. That's completely free. There is no monthly subscription. There is no auto ship, and you are simply sharing this with other people and getting paid for doing so. From there, you've got 100 euros. You may decide to buy some more packages, or you might decide to withdraw that. My advice would be buy packages, but that's up to you. That is level 1, completely free, that the company gives you. Now, there are 12 levels. Level 2 and 3, you need to get 3 referrals, 3 direct referrals that each have at least 12 packages. And that way, levels 2 and 3 are opened up for you. And then each subsequent level from 4 to 12, you need one other direct referral with at least 12 packages on each and every level from levels 4 to 12. So to summarize, you basically need to get 12 direct members over whatever period of time you feel is comfortable, who at least have 12 packages each to open up all 12 levels of commission. So let me take that one stage further and explain to you. You can see the percentages down the right-hand side, the levels down the left. The company is going to give you level 1. You don't need to pay or fund your account. They're going to pay you 10% of any referrals that you make. And the important thing for you to understand is that you don't just get 10% of what they buy today, but the company are going to pay you 10% of that and everything that account grows to for the life of that account. So we looked at the compounding effect and how people started with 20 packages, and in a year's time, they became 121 packages. That means that if that was your referral, you would have been paid for 121 packages over the course of that year. That meant that account would have spent 6,000 euros, and you would have received 10% of that over the year. In other words, 600 euros in your back office. Starting to get the picture? Sharing is extremely lucrative. So moving on, let's talk about TechCoin. I said I was going to come back to it. And what is an ICO? Well, this is really important for you because you are getting involved or about to get involved with a company that has a clear vision of going public, and part and parcel of that is that they have launched their new product, TechCoin, are offering it out as an initial coin offering or ICO. Let's talk about that. An initial coin offering, also commonly referred as an ICO, is a fundraising mechanism in which new projects sell their underlying crypto tokens in exchange for Bitcoin. It's somewhat similar, if you've ever been involved in it, in an IPO or an initial public offering, in which investors in a company, they purchase shares, and more often than not at preferential rates ahead of when that company decides to come out of private ownership into public ownership. So why TechCoin? Well, TechCoin is in pre-launch stage, and it's been limited to 500 million euros worth of tokens for USI Tech members only. It's not available to the general public. So once you've joined, you've opened your free account, you can buy your TechCoin packages and token packages, and there are going to be 500 million euros worth of them. And at that point, you will see there is a very substantial tipping point that you need to be aware of. So what props up and increases the value of the TechCoin? Well, the renewable energy and technology that we looked at earlier on is going to play a very large part about that. Just imagine that if that energy and that technology was licensed out to air conditioning companies and heating companies, you name it, anybody that uses electricity, they're able to generate that at an incredibly low cost, then of course it has huge demand and huge value. So with that sort of technology backing TechCoin, who would not want to get involved? Now let me explain to you how that works. Well, we looked at the packages earlier. There are 5 of them, but I want to just break down the benefits of getting involved now and why you're being given this preferential option ahead of the company going to the exchange. Let's take the gold package. The gold package is $2,899. If you were to buy that, right up until the point that the company have sold 125 million tokens, you will be able to buy that package, receive 5,000 tokens, which you see here on the right-hand side, and the minute that the company reach 125 million in sales, those tokens will double for you. You will then receive 10,000 tokens in total. So just follow that through. The Ruby package, let's take a look at that. $12,000 to buy it, and you receive 20,000 tokens. But that will double twice. When the company reaches 125, it doubles from 20 to 40, and when the company sells 250 million worth of tokens, it will double again to 80. But what you must understand is if you try and leave it too long and buy these packages after they've reached the first threshold, for example, the gold package, if you bought it today and they reach the first threshold, your tokens will double. If you bought it after the 125 million is sold, and let me tell you, they've sold nearly 50 million already, you will not get that double up bonus. You will miss it. So do be aware that you want to get in swiftly, because there are millions of tokens that are being sold currently. And it runs right the way through to the diamond package, where here you can see that the diamond package doubles on 4 occasions. The first occasion is here, you get 100,000. When 125 million are sold, you get 200,000. It's doubled. When it reaches 250 million of sales, it goes to 400,000. 375 million goes to 800,000. And when they finally sold the last amount at 500 million, you will have 1.6 million tokens. So how does that affect you? Well, let's look at the other coins that are out there, the other cryptocurrencies. I've left Bitcoin off because we all know about that. It's number one. But you've got Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, Litecoin, Dash, Neo, and Nem. Look at the values of those. Litecoin, $62 currently. Dash, $306. Ripple, at the moment, very low currently, but will go up significantly. That's linked to the banking industry. Bitcoin Cash, 637. Well, that's actually way up now. That was at 1100 today. This slide's slightly out of date. What you can see is the value of these coins are very significant. So what if TechCoin, once they've sold their 500 million tokens, they are going to take the tokens to the exchange, into the public market, and then exchange those tokens for a coin. So if you happen to own 1.6 million tokens, you've got 1.6 million coins. Hopefully you've followed that. So what would the value be, given what we know about the technology that is propping up the coin? And there are many other things that are coming online to assist that. What if TechCoin goes to just $5 on a gold package? Remember, on a gold package, you had 5,000 tokens, providing you bought them before the company reached 125 million in sales, and they've already done 50. Those tokens will double. You'll have 10,000 tokens, then at $5, if that's the value on the exchange. In other words, for spending nearly $3,000, you would have made 50 in total. What if the TechCoin goes to $20? We've already just seen Litecoin at 62. Then on a gold package, your 10,000 tokens will be worth $200,000. And if you had a diamond package that you paid $60,000 for, and TechCoin was just $5 when it went to the market, you would make $8 million. That is what it's like being part of a company that is going through from private to public ownership, and in the process offering an ICO that will go to the markets and generate significant value. Here's the scale charts on all commissions. That includes Bitcoin packages in blue, gold, ruby, and so on in colors. You can see there, and you can pause this video at any time to look at that in more detail. But you can see the levels, each one as you refer somebody. Your first referral, you're going to get paid 10% in Bitcoin packages, up to 18% if somebody buys a diamond package. That is instantly paid to you in your back office. Just think about that for a moment. So company incentives. Well, there is a car incentive in place and has been since March. When you hit 2,000 Bitcoin packages and maintain that in your back office, the company will pay a car bonus to you of 800 euros every month. That's every month for the life of your account, providing you maintain at least 2,000 Bitcoin packages. If you hit 5,000 Bitcoin packages, they will pay you 1,600 euros per month, every month for the life of your account. That's more than a mortgage payment. And that is paid to you automatically by the company. Other incentives that they've run, beginning of October, a lot of people, 150, 160 people, went to the island of Mallorca in Spain and enjoyed 5-star luxury VIP treatment, all expenses for accommodation, sailing yachts around the islands, food, drink, all included. These guys at USI Tech know how to throw a party. And there'll be many more incentives like that coming on. We believe the next one to be Hawaii, and there will be qualification rules and requirements to enable you to get on that incentive. But trust me, it's easily done, and it's worth going. So remember, this is completely free to join. There are no monthly fees. Just think about that. The company could easily put a subscription in for $9.99 a month and make millions. There are no monthly fees. That gives you an idea of what their focus is. There is no auto ship of products that have to be sent to you every month. All you need to do is simply buy your packages and watch them grow. Once you've done that, you don't even need to log in, unless of course you want to see how they're doing, which of course we do, but you don't have to be sat in front of a screen. You let the company trade on your behalf. So make sure you get back to the person that invited you here to watch this today, but at the very least, make sure that you click the register free button around here on this page and get started. Thanks very much for watching.
All right. Well, I hope that you you were as impressed by that message as I have been. And every time I hear that message, I'm stirred and even more enthused about the opportunity that USI offers. You know, Warren Buffett said that if you don't find a way to make money work while you sleep, you'll work until you die. And, you know, that's true. So we need to find a way for money to work for us. Instead of us working for money, we need money put to work for us. And that, to me, is what USI Tech offers. The USI opportunity is less about you working for money and more about putting your money to work for you. I believe that you'll find that USI is the ideal roadmap to a much quicker retirement than you ever dreamed possible. And I urge you to just get started today. You know, join USI Tech. It's free to join. Fund your account at whatever level is commensurate with your personal goals and your budget. Now, growing money, as we all know, works best as a long-term proposition. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it is a way to generate income and growth of your capital much faster than other prospects. But if you wait, time is not necessarily on your side. There's an old Chinese proverb that says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So act now. Join USI Tech now and fund your own account today. Listen, don't be like I was. You've heard probably the riddle about the 5 frogs sitting on a lily pad. 4 frogs decided to jump. How many frogs are left? The answer is 5 frogs. They only decided to jump. None of them actually took action and made the leap. That's what I did. I saw the opportunity by a link, by a webinar in January. I did join USI Tech in February, but I didn't fund my account and begin trading and mining Bitcoin with USI Tech until July 18th of 2017. I waited almost 6 months before I jumped off the lily pad. Cost me a lot of money. It cost me dearly. So please, join USI Tech now, fund your account now, and get started today. You know, my urging is don't foreclose on your own financial future. So secure your spot today in this very profitable crypto-powered venture called USI Tech. Financial security and lifestyle independence for you and the ones you love are what are truly at stake here. Now, speaking of the ones you love, let me just offer a word. You're going to find that the biggest downside of making this kind of money so fast is that your friends and family, those closest to you, are going to think you're robbing banks for a living. And they're all going to swear it just can't be legal. You share this with your friends. You join USI Tech. In a few days, you begin making money. You're going to see those profits daily, and they're going to add up and then begin to multiply. You're going to share this with a friend, with a loved one. You're going to mention it to somebody that you care about, and they're going to shoot a hole in it. They don't know anything about it. They've never heard of it. They probably can't spell cryptocurrency, but they'll have an opinion. And the opinion's going to be, oh, it's got to be a scam. It won't last. Too good to be true. Can't be real. It's a Ponzi. It's one of those pyramid deals. That's what you're going to hear. And I just want to offer that out there so that you're not surprised. Know it's coming, brace yourself, and my best advice to you is simply smile, don't argue with them, just wait them out. Because in a few months, from their opinion, you're going to be making so much money, they're going to be back at your doorstep, not to criticize your program, but to ask you how in the world you're able to have the things you have, or travel to the vacation spots that you choose, or live in the kind of house or drive the kind of car that you are, because when they knew you before, you didn't have this kind of money. And when that day comes, they're going to be open to this opportunity. So just hang in there. Know that's coming. Don't fight with them. Don't bruise them. Don't beat them up or get defensive. An uncle of mine used to say, don't bruise the fruit, because that fruit is going to ripen someday, and there's still going to be a prospect, and there's still going to be someone that you can share this opportunity with and help change their lives, as USI Tech is going to change yours. I will close by telling you USI Tech is a monster of a game changer. Now, I'm making no wild promises here of guaranteed massive returns. USI is just an honest, transparent, and proven mining and trading company that trades cryptocurrencies and spins off profits every day. Profits, my friend, that you can withdraw if you choose every single day from your USI Tech account. So very real, very solid company, and I urge you to get started. Now, of course, there are two ways to do this. Now, if you're a real techie, you can always opt for the do-it-yourself version and cobble together an apparatus like the one shown in this picture to mine Bitcoin. You can set something up like this in your garage. If it were me, I would have electrocuted myself many times over if I had tried this. Or you can go the easier path and leave it to the expert miners and traders at USI Tech to do it for you. But whichever method you choose, by all means, snag some Bitcoin for yourself, because it could prove to be the very best investment that you make in generations. And what does all this mean? It all means shifting in Kiyosaki's quadrant from an employee or a business owner or self-employed person into an investor, the quadrant in which money begins to work for you. And when money is put to work for you and you begin to reinvest your USI earnings into other USI packages and produce a kind of compounding effect, all that means that USI Tech can be the vehicle to get you to your financial goal a whole lot faster. This is my name and phone number, contact information, emails. If you have any questions, I'm sure you will. Please feel free to contact me, give me a call, fire me an email, contact me on Skype, and let's talk. Let's see if USI Tech is as good a fit for you as it is for me. My whole job here in Mission Tonight has not been to sell you anything. It's been to share information, reliable information on which you can make a relaxed and informed decision. The USI Tech and entering the cryptocurrency trading and mining arena may not be for you. If it isn't, Godspeed. We'll stay friends, and I wish you well in whatever endeavor you choose to follow. If something in this webinar has piqued your interest, if something's resonated in you, if it's got you vibrating at a different level, give me a call, contact me, email me, reach out, and we'll talk, and I'll see if I can get your questions answered. If I don't know the answer to your questions, I'll do my best to find them. But anyway, feel free to call me and get in touch. If you are ready to start and you just want to open an account for free now and fund it later, I'd invite you to use my link here, Mighty Mouse Traders. That's my handle, Mighty Mouse Traders. Remember, my nickname is Mouse. And there's the rest of the link. Or you can simply, if you have your smartphone handy, you can simply text the word Bitcoin 2018. That's Bitcoin 2018 to 69696. And I believe that will take you as well to my enrollment page. So with all that said, I want to thank you for attending the webinar tonight, for taking time to listen in. And let's be in touch soon. And remember, don't be like those frogs. Don't be like those frogs. Decide to jump and then make the leap into USI Tech. Thank you and have a good evening.